You don't get tired because you're unfit. At least, not always. In fact, some players can run for hours in training. Yet somehow they're exhausted after 60 minutes of a football match. Their legs feel heavy. Their decisions get worse. Their movement slows down. And they start wondering if they need more fitness training. But what if the real problem isn't fitness? What if you're losing energy because you're using it incorrectly? Today I'm going to show you why many footballers feel exhausted long before the final whistle, and why the solution has less to do with running and more to do with how you play the game. Most players think stamina is simple. Run more. Get fitter. Last longer. But football isn't a marathon. It's a game of repeated decisions, movements, accelerations, decelerations, scanning, pressing, recovering, and reacting. The players who look like they never get tired aren't always the fittest. They're often the most efficient. And that's the distinction most players never understand. Football punishes wasted movement. Every unnecessary sprint. Every poor position. Every late reaction. Every panic run. It all adds up. And by minute 60, your energy tank is empty. Not because you're unfit. Because you've been spending energy badly. The biggest stamina mistake isn't physical. It's tactical. Most tired players spend the game reacting. Elite players spend the game anticipating. Reactive players are always chasing. Anticipating players are already there. And every time you're late to a situation, you're forced into another sprint. Another recovery run. Another emergency effort. Over 90 minutes, those mistakes become exhausting. Rule number 1, stop chasing the game. Watch exhausted players. They're always running, but they're rarely arriving early. The problem isn't effort. The problem is timing. Great footballers don't constantly chase the game. They position themselves before problems appear. This reduces unnecessary running dramatically. Rule number 2, improve your scanning. Many players waste energy because they don't gather information. They react after the play develops. Elite players scan before the play develops. This allows them to move earlier and more efficiently. Good scanning saves energy. Poor scanning creates panic. Rule number 3, master economical movement. Not every movement needs maximum intensity. Young players often sprint when jogging would work. They press recklessly. They overcommit. They burn energy unnecessarily. Elite players understand pacing. They know when to accelerate. They know when to conserve energy. Rule number 4, play quicker. Holding the ball too long creates more work. You attract pressure. You create difficult situations. You force yourself into extra actions. Simple, quick football saves energy. One-touch and two-touch decisions often conserve more energy than complicated dribbling. Rule number 5, train for football, not just fitness. Many players run long distances and wonder why they still struggle. Football stamina isn't just cardiovascular fitness. It's repeat sprint ability, decision-making under fatigue, recovery speed, match-specific conditioning. Your training should reflect the demands of football. In your next match, count how many recovery sprints you make. Then ask yourself, could better positioning have prevented them? Count how many times you receive the ball without scanning first. Notice how often that creates panic. Small improvements in awareness can save massive amounts of energy. The players who dominate late in matches aren't always the strongest. They aren't always the fastest. And they aren't always the fittest. They're often the smartest. Football stamina isn't just about lungs. It's about efficiency. It's about positioning. It's about awareness. It's about making the game easier for yourself. Stop thinking like a runner. Start thinking like a footballer. Because the player who manages energy intelligently often looks fitter than everyone else. And that's an advantage that lasts all game long. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Football Academy for more football IQ, match performance, confidence, and player development content.